Is this thing on?
Can you hear me? I don't hear anything. I'm still trying to figure out how to use this. It looks like your mic's turned off. I'm here if you want to talk.
Oh, you're very quiet. Hold on one second.
Hear anything? I'll have to figure out why.
We're not doing nothing to you. We didn't do it. You dropped your baba on your toe.
Now I hear a baby crying. Is that you? Okay. Can you? I assume you can hear me okay. But your mic has been turned off again. Are you interested in talking, or what do you want to do?
You made.
Okay, now I've got audio again. And apparently you're turning your mic off. I turned it on, and you turned it off. Is that the way it works? Hello. Well, I'm going to be here for another 17 minutes or so, and longer if it gets interesting. But let me know if you want to talk. third person. John, welcome.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? What are we discussing?
We're discussing the question about what we are discussing because you're the first person I've talked to so far. So that's what we're talking about. You read the stuff I wrote there, I guess, right?
Hold on, I'll read it now. I just saw an English hangout, so I thought I would join in the discussion, but there's
Well, I
no.
wrote a little description of it. I think that might give us, it's only a few lines. That would,
The voice in your head is not something you are doing; it's something happening to you. Bah, bah, bah. What the hell is? I don't understand. Okay, go ahead, start it. I don't understand what you're doing.
You don't understand that. What don't you understand? The voice in your head. You know what I'm talking about? About the voice in your head?
I don't hear any voices in my head.
Really? Okay, let's just stop for a second. And isn't something going on in your head like, what the hell is he talking about? What voice? I don't hear any fucking voices. That's not going on for you?
If you're asking me if I hear voices in my head,
Yeah.
the answer is no.
No. Okay, so you think the voice in your head is something you're doing, right? It's not a voice that's other than you. It's you thinking things, right?
Um,
Or you don't talk to yourself silently most of the day. You know, if somebody does something, you go, stupid asshole, fuck him, you know, or whatever. You don't have this sort of voice just sort of accompanying you throughout the day, making observations and stuff like that.
well, I guess like if I'm reading a book or something, I hear a voice in my head, but that's just like
No, I mean, I'm talking about like if you're driving your car and some guy cuts you off, and inside you're going, fuck you, you stupid son of a bitch, you know, or whatever. Bless you, you child of God, whatever. Well, maybe you don't have a voice in your head. I don't know. Maybe I suppose that's possible.
yeah, I don't hear voices in my head, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
So the only time you hear language, or the only time you experience language, is when you're talking out loud. You never think silently to yourself in language.
I don't know. I guess I really haven't really noticed if I did. I
Okay,
just
that's
think,
fair.
but
Yeah.
as far as like voices, I guess I don't really understand what you mean by voices
Yeah,
in my.
well, I use that terminology because it's a little bit outrageous. But what I'm talking about is that most of us, at least everybody I've ever met, you know, they're talking to themselves most of the time. You know, they're not. It's not out loud. It's all silently internal. But like I say, if they're driving their car and something kind of scary happens, then they go, "Oh shit, what an asshole," you know, or they, who knows how they react, or they see something interesting and it brings up a thought and they're thinking to themselves about stuff. Does none of this sound familiar to you?
Sort of, I guess.
Well, maybe this just isn't for everybody. It may be that you're in the wrong room.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm a little surprised because most people I talk to know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, like sometimes when they're late at night, they're trying to go to sleep, you know, and and their mind just keeps going around in circles, talking and thinking about stuff, and they're trying to go to sleep and they can't because their language machine is going crazy. None of this sounds familiar to you, huh?
No, I've never had that problem before.
Really? Well, congratulations. You're one of the few.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, this just may not be the room for you. If none of this makes any sense and doesn't resonate with anything in your experience, then you probably should go find another room that's more along your line. Although if you want to hang out here and talk, that's okay too.
Yeah, sure. I'll just hang out until I don't know, I get bored or somebody else. Oh, there we go. Go ahead, talk to him.
I got another person here. This is the first time I've ever had. I've been coming here 3 days a week for more than a month, and I don't know what I did differently or what happened today to make it different. But now all of a sudden I've got 3 other people here. Very strange. Anyway, welcome everybody. If anybody else wants to, say something, you're welcome to.
What's the topic?
Well, did you read what I wrote there about your head?
No, I just got the link. Someone sent me the link, and I thought I'll just join this hangout and see what it's all about.
Okay, well, let me read to you what I wrote then, okay? And because it's short, it's only 4 lines. That'll tell you what we're here for. What I wrote is, the voice in your head is not something you are doing. It's something happening to you. You've been hijacked by your own language machine. Wake up from the trance of language. Let's talk. So that's what I wrote there. It's all about that internal monologue. Do you know what I'm talking about when I talk about the internal monologue?
Voices in your head?
Well, not voices, but just the internal thought process that goes on. Most of the time you're awake, there's this voice that's sort of in your head commenting on everything, and
Yep.
You're talking about like the part of the brain that performs that action, kind of.
Well, it's what I call the language machine, but it's in the left hemisphere primarily. But it's much bigger than that. The language machine comes.
I think what also I'm thinking, you're on the right track, and what I'm thinking is that there's a lot of people out there where that goes on, but it goes haywire, and I did read somewhere, and I don't know, the figures were staggering. They said that 1 in 5 people, this goes fucking haywire. Not that particular thing, but like they're psychologically unstable, and 1 in 5. And I thought, that's a lot of fucking people.
Well, it's way worse than that, as far as I can see.
Yeah, well, it probably is. I don't know. I thought it was too many. I thought, fucking, is that how many fucking idiots on Earth?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's a lot worse than they estimate.
What I would say is that, from my experience, I would say 98% of people, 98% of the time, are literally entranced by the voice in their head. They actually believe everything they hear it say. They think they said it, and whatever it says, they go with it. And that's basically, as far as I can see, a form of insanity. And I think that really talks about most people most of the time. But, that's my story.
And you can have somebody that's very high functioning and still the same.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't mean you have to be a homeless person talking to a tree somewhere. You might be running for president of the United States and still be talking crazy.
Yep. I think
So
you're right about that.
I can probably explain to you what's going on with the traffic today.
Oh, please do. Yeah, why have I got all these people here?
But I'd like to start by asking, do you remember me?
Your face looks familiar, but I can't recall why.
Most of the time when you talk to me, you didn't see my face. Originally,
Okay. All right.
you have seen my face though. I remember I showed it to you, but we talked on TeamSpeak. We talked a lot on the TZM one, and I came on yours every once in a while too. But
What name did you come in?
Outbound.
Really? Okay. Well, it's sort of vaguely familiar, but I talk to lots of people.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry
I know
if I forgot.
You were on you were on way more than me. I know that.
Yeah. Well, I spent a lot of time, especially on the you say the Zeitgeist thing when that was.
I would come on your server sometimes too, but
Okay. Yeah.
and it's been a long time.
Yeah, it has, because you're right, because I barely, I sort of might remember, but I don't.
Yeah, it's all right. But the thing is I saw I every once in a while I look at there's this list. I don't know if you're aware of it. It's the Hangouts on Air, and it shows a list.
Yeah, right. That's where you go to start a meetup, and then you go back and there's a whole big list of startups or hangouts that are on. Right? Yeah.
I've always been a big fan of your five stupidities. And actually,
Oh, thank you.
I was the guy. I don't know if you remember, but I asked you if I could take your audio and put it on a YouTube video
Yeah.
because I wanted it on my channel
Hmm.
just to save for myself mostly. But other people have taken interest in it too.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about that. Is this the guy who listed those five stupidities?
Yep.
That's
Ah,
me.
okay.
All right.
And
Good.
I don't know what's that.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's good to run into old friends.
um, I tried to get you on G Plus before, and I think we like missed each other.
Yeah,
And
I'm not really. I've never been much of a Google person. I mean, I've got all those things, but I just never used them. And somebody convinced me to try Hangouts, and so far it's not worked at all. Except today, all of a sudden I got people here. It's kind of
well,
weird.
that's because I saw you, and when I messaged you below and I said or when I messaged you and I said send me the link,
Right.
the place that you put it in is a public comment that
Yeah.
anybody who looks at that Hangouts on Air list is going to see,
Uh,
and that I don't know what he was, like a purple ninja or alien or something.
whatever. Yeah.
Uh, he probably saw it too. I don't know who he is, but Bulldog I gave the link to
Okay. I see.
because we hang out often. So
Well, it's all
I
beginning.
was talking to Shamos before. That's why I took a while to get over here, but he's a fucking lost cause. A lot of these fundies are lost cause. They're not. What I've worked out here is they're not here to change their mind. They're here to defend their stupidity.
Yeah, well, that's just about everybody. That's like 98% of humans.
Yeah, but
yeah,
that's closed-minded. That's
yeah.
straight off the.
No, it
I think
sucks. You're right.
I, I think it stands out to you, Bulldog, because their stupidity tends to be one that's farther into the stupid than some.
Well, it's different than your own stupidity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
different
mine,
to my own
you know.
stupidity. My stupidity is fucking reality.
Oh, good luck with that idea.
Yeah.
You think you know what reality is?
Well, I've got a rough idea. You know, I've been on
You
Earth for
got
fucking
a story
150
that
years.
in,
You know, I've come to realise that if you jump off a fucking two-story building, you're gonna break your fucking leg.
probably, yeah. That's a good.
It's probably not. I think what Bulldog means is not necessarily reality. I think what he means is some realities.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, I think it's really important that we get very picky and careful about the words we're using. Reality is one of those words that I think is just seriously misused and misunderstood by most people. So I
Yeah,
always have an issue when I hear people talking about
I
reality.
I agree because I think uh, we probably have access to learn about some of reality, but
See, I don't even
there's
know
no
what the
guarantee.
word you throw out the word to learn something about reality. What the hell does reality mean?
No one fucking knows, so we make it up
Yeah,
in our head.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If
that's
we don't
right.
know, why don't we just say, listen, I don't know what the fuck reality is. Well, I'll tell you what I know for sure is I have some experience coming in through my sense streams. I can see stuff, hear stuff, smell stuff, all sorts of things going on. They're like
Well,
total.
I guess that's a reality. Is you believe you're
Yeah,
sensing those things.
that's fine. But well, let me take it one step further. As far as
That
I can see,
that's about all we have access to.
that's
That's
it.
just a,
Well, no,
and
that's not all. We have
that's
something
probably
else
like a
too.
smidgen of a percentage.
We also have our stories about that experience. That's all we have.
Right.
We've got our direct sensual experience and the stories that we've got about that, which in the
We,
stories we got from our parents and the television and the schools and our neighbors and our friends
Oh,
and all
don't
we've
that.
forget the
we've
fucking
got
Bible
we've
stories. Don't forget about those bullshit stories.
we've got like a basically a collection of shapes and symbols and uh patterns. that
Well,
we
we
map
come
out.
into the game after it's already, that's the thing is we don't come in at the beginning. We don't even show up until we're a couple of years old, until the language machine has already been, formed and functioning. And basically, I, as far as I can see, is a figment of the language. It's a way of making sense. It's a story for making sense of our direct experience. It's not the way it is. It's just a way of thinking about it. It's not a bad way, but it's certainly not the way it is. It's just our story. I got my experience, then I got my stories about my experience. That's it. There isn't anything else.
Hey,
I mean,
Hero, do you debate Christians, or
no, I
do
have
you get?
no interest in debating people who are stark raving mad.
Yeah,
No point in talking. Unless they're actually open. I mean, I don't have anything. I'll talk to anybody about anything, but I'm not interested in trying to save Christians unless they're interested in being saved. Most of them aren't. I see most religion. Well, I would see religion as a form of mental illness.
oh yeah. I've got lots of literature on that. Where PhD people have turned around and said, yeah, it's a form of mental illness.
Yeah,
It's not a mental illness. It's a form. It's just another form of
yeah.
it.
There's lots of kinds of mental illnesses, and religion is one of them. Well, again, it's being stuck in a story. See, that's the way I see it. I see all this stuff is mistaking my story about my experience for the way the universe is actually constructed. And that's the insanity, is to mistake my story for the way it is. And that is the central stupidity and insanity of the present world, as far as I can see. That's why people blow themselves up and kill other people and do all sorts of
Yeah.
terrible things, because they think they know what reality really is.
I would have thought that, like after they've prayed about like 10,000 times and none of their prayers get answered, you'd think that they'd give up. Like,
No,
but
no, people, no, they're much
you
stronger
know what I
than
mean?
that.
Like if I'm trying to do something, like I'm working on a car and it's not working the way I want it to work, there comes a time where you say, well, you know what? I think I better try a different way because this way is
Yeah.
just not fucking working.
Well,
But
but it
these
is
guys,
working for them. They are alive. Listen, my life's not perfect.
They
Neither is
think.
theirs.
I mean, they think they're buying their way into heaven.
Yeah, or something. Who knows?
So even if they don't get their prayer, it's God's plan, and at least they
Yeah, that's
followed the
good news.
rules.
But when I die, I'm going to go to heaven. Yeah.
Yeah, because I
but hang on a
prayed.
second. This is another question I've got. You're alive now, then you die, and then you go to heaven. So how long are you dead for before you go to heaven?
Listen, don't ask me these questions. Go find a Christian and ask him. I have no interest in this bullshit.
I told you, I told you would like this guy, Bulldog.
Listen, this is I come up, like they've got these bullshit stories, and I've got 1,000 fucking questions, and then I get all these fucking bullshit answers.
Yeah, well, I don't know why you waste your time with them. Fuck them. Unless
Because
they're interested in learning something and expanding and outgrowing their insanity, there's no point in talking to them, as far as I can see. I got
yeah,
other
but hang on
things
a
to
second,
do.
hang on. I'll tell you why I talk to them, right?
Okay.
I do it for the shits and giggles, and I've got a lot of cases of beer to go through.
Okay, well, I just don't have time for it. There are only so many seconds in a day, and I don't waste any time. I try to waste as little as possible. I talk to Christians once in a while, but only on my terms and if I think there's some reason to do it. Otherwise, well, I tend to be kind of a hermit. I mean, with my attitudes, I don't get along well with most people. So,
You
Well,
you got any viewers?
what do you mean?
If you look at the Google Hangouts, in the bottom right, sometimes it says, or somewhere on the screen, it'll say how many viewers are watching the show.
Oh, really? I don't know. I'm looking at the window that I have here, and it's got three. Well, there's just two of you here.
I wonder. Maybe Google Beta, they got rid of it. That's probably what
Yeah,
happened.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where that would be. As far
Um,
as I know, there are just two of you here. there was another guy here, but he left.
There
I
might
can.
be if you go to his YouTube channel and then open that
Yeah,
up, you'll see on that one
Oh,
how
I'm
many
working on.
viewers he's got.
let me do that.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, let me go to YouTube.
Um, tell you in just a second. But, yeah, that's why I talk to them because even if they're not willing to change, a lot of people are listening. You know, a lot of people are listening, and they might glean something from it.
Yeah, well, no, that's true. I am always aware of the fact that when I record these things and put them up later, that a lot of people may hear it, and it could be useful for them. It's just that I don't usually spend my time trying to save Christians. My experience has been it's a waste of my time and theirs. So there's just not much point in
Well,
it.
yeah, if you're busy, it is a waste of time. But you know what? I don't do it. I do it for the shits and
Yeah,
giggles.
yeah. If it's fun, and you got the time for it, good. You might have some impact on somebody once in a while. That's always possible.
Well, put it this way, I do it when I start drinking. I'll go into a room and I become fucking obnoxious and I basically I do that
He
naturally
he
because the
he
alcohol
makes
gets
good.
the fuel.
That's what they always say about him, but he actually makes good points most of the time.
Yeah, but the thing is,
He,
good points are lost on people unless they're interested in hearing the good
that well,
points.
there's viewers though, and
Well,
he
that's the thing. Yeah, if you put out the stuff, 1,000 people hear it. 5 or 6 of them may actually benefit from it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he even though he makes good points, he doesn't do it to make good points. He just does it to be obnoxious.
Well, sometimes that's the same thing. Yeah,
The,
a
the,
good
the,
point is often obnoxious to people who really need to hear it.
yeah,
Yeah,
but it's also funny to me as well. So I'm getting a laugh out of it as well, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And if I get a laugh out of it and I'm happy, I like laughing, you know.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's not. I've got no problem with what you're doing. I just don't have time to do that. And I find it frustrating, actually. I don't really
Oh,
enjoy it.
yes, I know where you're coming from with the frustration. Listen, I'll tell you how to get overcome that, right? I,
Oh, that's why I
3 years.
don't drink enough beer.
No. It's got nothing to
that
do
would
with the beer.
probably help.
I've got the perfect plan, right? I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah.
I used to get very frustrated because you can't get through to these people. And I spoke to a friend of mine on G Plus, and he says, "Listen," he says, "just pretend that you're not going into a science class. You're going into a fucking comedy club. Just pretend that this is a comedy club, and you'll have more enjoyment doing it, opposed to trying to teach them anything. Because if you go to teach them something and it doesn't work, you get frustrated and you become an angry teacher. So if you do it as a comedy, it changed my life. It
Yeah.
basically
No, a
it,
good sense of humor goes a long way here, right there.
exactly, and that's why I said to myself, okay, if a little bit of science comes out, whatever, and I don't get through to them, I'm going to have fun fucking doing it because I want to make a joke out of it because it basically is a joke what they believe in.
Well, listen, I have no quarrel with you doing it. It's just that, and we've all got to figure out how we're going to use our own time. And I've made certain choices about how to use my time, and I'm trying to use it as effectively as possible. And for me, like I say, I don't talk to most people most of the time, except under situations like this where I can control the conversation and, you know what I'm saying, and make sure that it satisfies me. You know? Otherwise, like I say, in dealing with people out in Squish, I avoid it most of the time.
And what I noticed also, I see this time and time and time again. If you go into a fundy room, there's 9 times out of 10 they will kick you out of the room, right?
That's
Right?
fine. Yeah, they don't want you
Yeah,
polluting
yeah,
their insanity.
because their bullshit comes to a point where they can't handle it anymore, and they have to kick you out. So I
Well, just
find
like
the
listen,
opposite.
I kick people out of here sometimes. I mean, if I've come to the point where I see we're not getting anywhere, and they're being operating in some way that I don't like one way or another, but there's doesn't look like anything good is going to come from it, I end it. I mean, I kick them out, but I won't talk with them. I just shut off their mic. That's reasonable. You know, I mean,
Well,
they're there for their own point of view, for their own thing. You know, and you come in and interrupt that, they're going to kick your ass out. I would too.
yeah, that's what.
Uh,
I don't go into fundies rooms anymore. I gave up after getting kicked out so many times. I says, "What's the
Yeah,
fucking? Hey, it's like getting kicked out of a fucking bar, right? It's like, okay, I'll just go to a fucking other bar.
yeah,
It's as simple as that. You know, I'll go to a
yeah,
fucking bar where my mates are, opposed to fucking where they are.
yeah, yeah. Well,
It's as simple
unfortunately
as
for me, I've never found a bar where my mates hang out, so I'm still looking for that place.
yeah. And that fucking Shamos wants to debate me. It's like I've listened to him fucking argue for the last
he does.
year and a half.
I
Why do
don't know. Shane.
I don't want to debate him? To tell you the truth, it's like, what does he want to do? Does he want to debate every single person and go, okay, I won that one, I lost that one, I lost that one, I won that one? It's pointless. It's not a fucking. It's not a contest. It's fucking. It's. Oh man. I've listened, and he's a
Sounds
whining
like
bitch too.
frustration to me.
Exactly, and I can't drink in the morning, so I don't want to fucking debate someone in the morning and start drinking that early.
Yeah.
And he's a whining bitch as well.
Never understood that role. Just have a drink.
Yeah, well, I can't, today I can't. I've got to pick my son up today, so and I got him for the weekend,
Uh,
so there's no way me drinking.
Yeah, see, I've, I don't have much interest or investment in the old world order in that sense. You know, I don't see there's much hope for most Christians or Muslims or Jews or Buddhists or whatever religion people believe in. I'm looking to build a new world, and that's going to take decades to wake up the planet from their deep hypnotic trance. So
Yeah,
I just don't have much interest in wallowing in the old bullshit. You know, fuck 'em. I'm
yeah,
interested.
but
Actually,
how do you get them out of their trance if you don't talk to them?
you don't. They'll die. In 50 years, they'll all be dead. The next
Oh,
generation is what counts. The kids that are coming in, those are the ones we need
yeah,
to
but they're
save.
getting raised by those fucks.
Well, not completely. They're getting raised by the internet and by their friends and the
Yeah,
media and
that's
all
true.
sorts of bad shit.
yeah,
And
that's true.
hopefully,
That's why we need more content where they can
right?
see
Yeah,
what it's
that's
like.
why. Yeah, we need more people out there trying
They
to
need to
speak
see
to them.
Bulldog on there talking to Shamos.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's my strategy. I mean, I'm looking at at young people. Anyone over the age of 20 is probably hopeless now. Not everybody. I mean, anybody can wake up at any time. So I mean, I don't give up on anybody. But my energies are spent more in trying to get young people to wake up to
Maybe
this
give
shit.
up on them temporarily.
Well, it's just that it's just there are only so many seconds in a day, and I can spend that time any way I want, and I've got to do whatever I think is going to be most effective to creating a new world. Well, I'm really
Hey,
glad you guys showed up here. That's great. You know, this is the first time I've actually been able to have a conversation here with somebody.
Oh yeah, but I guess what? It's all downhill from now on in. Okay.
Could
yeah,
be.
get ready.
Or you
It's
don't know, and maybe tomorrow there'll be 15 people in here. You don't know. Neither do I. I'm gonna be here.
well,
We'll
no,
see.
that's what he means by downhill. When you
Okay,
meet
yeah.
those people, once you meet those people, you'll know.
Well,
Uh,
no,
Yeah.
I expect that almost everybody, like I say, my guess is, and I'm quite serious, that 98% of people, maybe 95% of people, 95% of the time, are literally under the spell of the voice in their head. They're
yeah,
totally insane.
I'm pretty sure I am.
Well, I am too most of the time. The difference is I'm aware of it, and I've taken a considerable amount of time to
I
reprogram my
forget all the
language machine.
time.
Well,
Like I'm
yeah.
aware sometimes, but I forget all the damn
Well,
time.
you don't forget all the time. You forget sometimes. You probably,
Yeah.
but over the years, you can improve. If you just spend a little bit of time every day, if you spend 5 minutes a day consciously, set aside 5 minutes just to listen to your own voice or to listen to other people's in this mode, that if you do that every day for 5 minutes, that's going to dramatically change the way your attention works. You know, I mean, if that becomes a sort of standard part of your day, like I say, even if it's just 5 minutes, then over a period of weeks, months, that's going to have a dramatic impact on the way your language machine.
Yeah, but that's as long as your fucking brain's not damaged before you start the experiment.
Now we're all brain damaged language monkeys. Shit.
Yeah, but
We're just to get into rehab.
yeah, but hang on a second. Yeah, we're all damaged. I agree, but it depends on the amount of fucking damage.
Well, but you don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I say it doesn't make any difference how much damage. Get your ass in rehab.
I'll tell you what. I think you know what you need to do, right? We're gonna have to line up some fundies to come into one of your rooms,
Oh,
and I want to see you do this fucking social experiment on them.
Yeah, bring them on, man. I'm up for it.
Yeah, you just fucking like you.
I was gonna say if you want to keep having people in your room, the place where I don't know if you know how to get there, but where you shared the link when you answered me,
Yeah.
if you put the link there every time, you'll get.
Okay. Well, doesn't that? But when in that place where I put that link, right above it is a room. I mean, is an icon that takes you directly into the room. Why do you? I don't
No,
understand
it
why.
doesn't. No, it
Why?
doesn't take you to the room. It takes you to watch the show.
Oh, okay. So I need to put that link in there
Yep.
every time. Okay,
And
because
it
I
would
haven't been
also
doing that.
it would also help if you open the YouTube page and put it in the comments too, because that's a totally different. There's
Okay.
there's also YouTube Live. You'll be
Right.
listed there, and people on YouTube Live won't see the event page or the Google Plus comments. They'll see the YouTube page.
Hold on. Let me take a look at YouTube for a second and see.
Yeah, you got to plaster it fucking everywhere.
Yeah. Well, but that's good. I didn't know that, so this is good information. So if let me go to YouTube and see what you're talking about.
That's why I originally tried to get you on G Plus because I knew that this would be a great platform. I mean, I know you had the other system with the audio, but I I don't know. I like this better, so I was hoping, and I'm always on here, so I was hoping to get you on here. I'm glad
Yeah.
to see
Well,
that
the
you
main
are.
thing here is that at least there's a page somewhere where people can see it. Holy shit.
There he goes. He's found it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So what I need to do is in the comment section on my YouTube channels to put that link in there.
You want
Also,
to
Yep.
put
is
it
that what you're
there, and
saying?
you also want to put it on the Google Plus comments will appear in your feed. It will appear on the event page, and it will appear in the Hangouts on Air. And you can put it in any one of those, and it'll go to all three.
Okay, the Hangouts on Air thing, I'll start putting it in there, and then also on the YouTube page.
Yeah.
Those two places. Well, that's good news. See, that's what I need. Thank you for that information. I'll start doing that, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Now, if you want to do something private, then you or like live, but control who comes in. Then you don't want to put those links out, but.
Yeah, no, I don't want to. If I want to
Oh,
talk to
yeah, but
somebody,
he can kick him out anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yep.
no, I come here because I want to talk to people that I don't know.
There's probably more that we should show you too, because there's a problem with letting everybody in there, but there's a way that you can fix it. There's controls that you can turn on.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, right now, I just want to get some traffic here. Later on, if I get too much traffic,
you got to be careful. You could lose your channel because Google's got rules about porn, and like when if somebody new comes in, and this is something that people do regularly, they'll come in and just show porn on your channel, and
yeah, that's not good.
then you get flagged and you lose your channel, at least for temporarily anyway. But there's there's a control panel, and there's like two features you want to turn on, I think. Um,
In the control room on Google
I'm
Hangouts, you mean?
trying to remember what it is. Is it the control room? Do you remember Bulldog? I haven't done it in
I've
so
got a
long.
Hangout toolbox, and then there's the control room. So it's probably one of those two, I guess. Okay, the control room basically just shows me who's here and what their audio and stuff is. So that's probably.
Well, put it this way: if you forget to turn the fucking thing on or off or whatever by accident, and you don't get enough time to boot them out of the room, right? And they show porn. All
Yeah.
you do is go back to the YouTube channel, take the live feed off, and then
Yeah.
delete the video.
Yep. If you delete it right away, you'll be good. But
This is good
if
to
you,
know. I hadn't even thought of this.
there's a
I
screen
told-
there's a screen share option too. If you want to show us your computer
Right.
screen, we could tell you where to turn on that thing because you can hide people from broadcast. I think you already know that.
No, I don't know anything. This is all
No.
new to me. I'm just sort
Well,
of.
you can hide people from broadcast. They won't be able to talk.
Mhm.
Unless they're on a mobile phone, then they can talk, but they're still hidden.
Well,
And
can't
with
I
that,
turn their mics off? I thought I could control that.
you can mute someone, but they can unmute.
Oh, a lot of good that is. I can
Yeah.
I can mute them, but they can.
Well, if you hide them, if they're on a PC and you hide them from broadcast, you basically muted them and they can't unmute, and they also
Well,
don't
I
their
can just
image.
kick them out, can't I?
Yeah, but then they can't come back. If you hide them
I
from
don't want them back. I don't
well,
need them back.
sometimes you just want to shut someone up and make them listen.
Um,
But the thing, no, this is the reason why that
Yeah.
this is the real reason why you want to do it, because the porn bombers come in and you can keep them hidden from broadcast, or if they show porn, you can hide them from
Listen, we don't
broadcast.
need to deal with the details of this, but
Yeah.
right now. But I'm really glad that you came in and started talking today because now I've got another source of information, and you know, none of this has been a problem because this is the first time I've ever had more than one other person show up, and I've only had one person show up one time before. So. So this is definitely a step forward. And if I run into problems with all this stuff, now I know who to ask.
Yeah.
How do I get a hold of you normally? Are you on
You can
Facebook?
you can click the I am on no wait,
Are
the
we friends
Facebook
on
you're on.
Facebook?
I actually lost that Facebook account, but there's a little down arrow on my picture that you can click you click that and then you click profile and
There's
you
a
can
down arrow on your picture.
yeah, and I'll send you a chat request.
Yeah, because I'm not really sure how would I get? Are you on Skype?
I don't know if you'll get it though. The chat requests are kind of funny.
Well,
I
are you
am on Skype, but I'm never logged into it though.
Okay. Well, yeah, we need. Well, we don't need. I would appreciate it if there was a way I could get a hold of you if I had questions about some of this stuff. But like I say, I don't think we need to figure it out right now. And besides, it's
I sent you an invite. I don't know if you received it or not.
And how did you send it?
I sent it from your profile. There's
Where
a
would I look to see this?
if you see my face, if you hover your mouse over my face, there should be a little down arrow in the top right
In the
corner.
Google Hangouts.
Yeah.
I see
Inside
that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. There's a little thing there. It says hide. Oh, hide. That's where the hide from broadcast is. Okay.
Well, there should be one that says profile.
Yeah. Okay. So if I click on that.
There we go. I'll send you an invite too.
Okay. And I see a Facebook.com
And
still outbound. Is that you?
oh, I should delete that. I got it. That Facebook was taken away from me.
Okay, so that's no good. So what is this google.com/plus I am outbound? What is that?
That's the one that you're already looking at, I think.
Okay. Well, so the question is, how do I get a hold of you if I've got some questions and you're not here?
Messaging,
Okay.
messaging
There's
on
a
G+.
Yeah, there's a. See, he probably doesn't know about that. He's probably on beta. You know what I mean? They made all these changes.
Yeah, well,
Okay,
things
on my
I'm
page.
not familiar with Google's stuff at all. I've never
Yeah.
used any of
Well,
it.
and they made it worse too. But
Well,
on
that's
my page.
from what I've seen here. I'm just shocked at how bad Google user interfaces are. They're just
Oh,
ridiculous.
fucking
Yeah.
terrible.
So
You'd think
bad.
that I mean, the company like Google. I've been an Apple guy for years, and their environment is so friendly. I mean, they put their developers through shit, but it ends up being really easy for me. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm just when I get to Google, I'm just blown away by how complex and
Yeah, you need to go to university to fucking work it out. I know.
yeah, it's crazy.
I know. Eh,
Well, that's why
and
I got good guys like you who have already figured this shit out and can
yeah,
just
but
tell
here's
me
the
what to
problem. I've
do.
done it once, and then some people say, "Oh, how do you unsubscribe?" And it's like, "Oh, you got to go through 25 fucking
Yeah,
steps."
God, it's just insane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's one click to subscribe and fucking 400 clicks to fucking unsubscribe.
great.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
I love that, and I
another
have to
thing
say,
is,
look,
as soon as
I
you,
don't want to be involved in this group anymore. How do I unsubscribe? Oh, click this, go over here,
Yeah,
click that, scroll down that, open that fucking
yeah,
little box up over there, and
yeah.
then
as,
and turn to the fucking left. Click the green button. That'll take you to this fucking screen
Yeah,
over here.
listen, we
as
got
soon
the
as you get
idea,
it,
Bulldog.
as soon as you figure it all out, then they change it.
They changed it.
Yeah. And they go, hey, you know what they do? They go, aha, you found it. Let's make it harder.
Well, yeah, yeah.
the
Well, in any case, well, slowly I'm working it out. I met you guys today, so this is working out.
that
It's a little
that
slow, but
profile should have like a little. It's almost like a word box, I think, like a little. There's no words in it, but it's a small button under my. It should say "I am outbound," and right under the name there should be like a little symbol, maybe. I don't know.
well, I'm looking at this page you sent me. There's your picture. Under that, it says "I am outbound," and then it says "Add to circles." This is
I
all that
mean,
black header top, and then below that, I don't know. I don't see what you're talking about.
maybe I turned it off.
Well, this
Uh,
page that I'm at, I am outbound about.
what
That
about
is, yeah.
what about at the top right? Is there any little red notifications, or do you see?
I see. Well, okay, at the top right, I see a red circle with the number 3 in it, whatever that is.
Okay, see what's in there, because I sent you a request. See if my request is in there.
Apparently not. It's got. Yeah, no, I don't see anything in there. Well, we don't have to get it all worked out today. I'm in no hurry. I'm really quite comfortable with it. I'm just glad that you guys showed up today. That's encouraging.
Uh,
We'll work out all this other stuff over time. No hurry.
what about directly underneath that little three? Is there a little icon looks like a couple people?
No. Oh yeah, yeah.
Click on that.
Okay. Well, I guess their most recent is probably at the top. I would assume Yaroslav Lapin is the topmost.
So you didn't get it. What about right next to the two little people? There's like a little
Little
quotation marks.
mark thing.
Yeah. What
Okay,
happens when you
okay.
click on that?
New conversation. Hi, John Bulldog. Unknown. You were in a new
Well, we
conversation.
can. I guess we can talk right there. I'll send a hey.
Okay, now a window opened up.
There we go. So you can talk to me there.
Okay, and this says hey, and you got my hey back.
Yep. And the Bulldog and the other guys that were in this hangout will also be able to see that unless they leave the
Yeah.
chat.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm going to be here 3 days a week: Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday from 3 to 5 California time. And I'm going to be here every day, or every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday from 3 to 5 California time. So now that you know that, you can you're welcome to come by here anytime. And you're saying, yeah, because I'll probably forget how to get a hold of you because of this fucking Google
Well,
interface.
if you're hosting Hangouts and you got the link out, I might end up seeing it because I like looking through that list.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, it'll be up there, yeah, starting at 3 o'clock California time, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And I do it other times once in a while, but right now I'm just sort of, I don't really need to have a lot of people here now. I mean, eventually I want to do that, but for right now, I don't really care. I'm content to just sort of coast along here and learn bit by bit. So, I mean, I'm still really deep in working on gendo and putting it together into some way that I can actually sell, and put into the world in some format that'll make a difference. So, and Google Hangouts will probably be part of that, but we'll see. I don't know.
I'll
Do
get
you?
another guy in here. Chaz wants to come in.
Well, I'm leaving. Actually, I got to get out of here in the next 5
Yeah, that
minutes.
doesn't matter. You can leave. The hangout will still go.
Yeah, but it'll stop being live though.
Yeah,
But
I'm going to close it out. Like I say, I don't know enough about this to, to
well, if you when you close out, it'll go for another what is it 7 minutes I think,
7 or 8 minutes, yeah, and
yeah.
it automatically goes off air anyway.
and then it goes off air and it stops recording and it'll just leave whoever's left in
Yeah.
here.
Well, like I say, I'm going to shut it off when I leave, just because that's just the way I feel about it.
Yeah, that's good. That's why I wanted to tell you so you knew it,
Yeah,
so you
that's
noticed.
good to know. Well, like I say, I've got a lot to learn about how to use this because, like I say,
Oh, don't worry. Hey,
yeah.
after 6 months, you'll be going down the bottle shop like me.
Do you want me to send you that Gendo video so you can put it on your own channel?
Sure. Which one are you talking about? I mean,
I took the audio clip from your iTunes,
okay, from
the
number 701, the
the five
most current
stupidities,
five
yeah.
stupidities thing.
And we made I made a graphic, and then you had me change it a little bit. And I just so it's just the audio with that graphic the whole time.
Yeah.
There's no
And
video.
which the question is though, I mean, there are several versions of the five stupidities. The most current one is number 701, and there are like three others that are. I mean, I kept editing it down, getting rid of all the ahs and oohs and bullshit. It didn't make any sense. It started out at like an hour and 20 minutes, and now it's down to like 50 minutes or something. So,
I think it's the newest one.
okay, 701. Yeah, please send it to me. I'd love to.
Oh, you made a video of the five stupidities.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't comment in it at all. I
Just put it up there.
just put it up there. Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate
people
it.
have been watching it, like not a lot, but a few people have
Well,
watched
a
it and
couple,
commented on
that's
it.
good enough, man. If it helps one or two people, good job. Take what you
Actually, I
can
haven't
get.
checked the number in a while.
Yeah.
I should take a look at it.
Well, I'm really surprised at my podcast. I haven't put up any new podcasts in close to 3 years, and I've got like
Oh,
900 of them posted, and I'm still getting between 30 and 60 downloads a week. And I haven't posted anything new in a couple of years. So
wow.
that's really encouraging to know that after all this time, I'm still getting 30 to 60 listens a week. That's amazing.
Well, now G Plus is a good platform to get your name out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube is really the one that
Yeah.
pushes it, I think. But
Yeah.
this G Plus on air thing makes it real easy to YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is all connected with it. So yeah.
You should have been on here 6 months ago.
I tried to get him on here.
Yeah, I probably wasn't up for it at the time, but I'm here now. So
You actually came in like you came into one of my hangouts, but then
Yeah.
I think we missed each other.
Well, I've been aware of it, and I just didn't see. I guess I don't know. I didn't get it or something. I don't know, but I didn't see how I could use it well. I see now. Well, the issue is to just get some traffic here. That's the main thing.
It's got 29 views.
Yeah. Today, you mean?
No, just overall. But yeah, maybe I reposted it. I think maybe I reposted it because there's no comment there, and I'm pretty sure there was a couple comments.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
it's
listen,
just,
like I say, I need to get out of here. So we can continue this conversation any old time. You can call me on Skype. In fact, I'm going to put my Skype.
Oh, we could message you on G Plus and all the rest of
Well, the
it,
thing
but
is, I'm really not there. I'm not really integrated into this system. Skype is always on. I mean, if that's the easiest way. If you guys don't use Skype, then I won't bother. But
do you have a smartphone?
Huh?
You have a smartphone?
Yeah.
If you install the Hangouts app, the people who are on Hangouts can message your phone directly. I don't know if you want
Okay,
that.
I do have. No, I've got Google Hangouts on my phone. Okay, all right. So if. Okay.
Yeah, you might have to turn your notifications on. I don't know if that's default or not, but
Well, it
yeah,
is
but you
already
can.
showing. No, it's showing the hay that you just sent me a little while ago.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing.
So
oh, well, he's good to go then.
yeah, you're good.
Okay, but how do I message you? How do I get a hold of you?
Same place. The Hangouts app.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out again. How do I find you and send a message to you?
You should be able to open the Hangouts app, and it should be like a list of your most recent conversations. And this every time you do a live hangout, like this live hangout is going to be your most recent conversation,
Okay,
or at least.
Okay, but this isn't really between you and me. This is between John and Bulldog and you and me. There's four.
Yeah, there's a group chat pretty much.
So how can I just contact you?
You have to go to my profile and find that. I might have to turn it on. I sent you a request. That's another thing too. If you could find the request I sent you.
Listen,
Yeah, I
I'm
sent you one too.
I'm not in a position to really think through this stuff because I'm under pressure to get out of here.
Yeah.
And but it's good we've talked, and in the future we can hammer out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Perhaps, but I really appreciate any assistance I can get. Thank you.
Now he's got to learn how to turn it off air. He's got to work out how to take it off
I think
air
that
now.
one's easy. That's like one of the few things that's easy because there's like a big red button, I think.
Well, there's a thing that says stop broadcast, and then there's the red phone that says leave call, and that does it. So.
Oh yeah. We'll just stop the broadcast or whatever.
That's one of the few things that's actually simple. Although it's
yeah.
stop broadcast, and that's not enough. You have to also leave the call. So.
Yeah, you'd think they'd have, like, if you leave the call, it would do both, but it actually doesn't.
Yeah, I know. It's well, anyway. Thank you, Google. Okay, listen. And what should I call you? Outbound? Am I supposed to call you Outbound? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And Bulldog? Is that what I
Yeah,
should
just
call
call
you?
me Bulldog, that's fine by
Okay,
me.
Bulldog and Outbound. Okay, good enough. Does anybody have any last parting shot before I close this thing down?
Well,
Again,
I want to see how we're going to see how strong your mind is, and we're going to do another interview with you in another, say, 3 or 4 months, and see if you're a nervous wreck.
Good luck. Who knows? I may not remember this shit 10 minutes from now. Who knows?
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah. Listen, I'm gotta go. So.
All right, catch you later.
Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to our next conversation.
No, me too, man. Later.